afternoon, welcome back to my channel. Today I am involved in a mini hop, so there's just 3 of us I believe that are joining in today's hop, and the links to the other girls are in the description bar down below, so you can go check it out after you finish watching this video, or if you came from one of their channels, then hello and welcome. My name is Sam, and today our hop is themed, so we have you know, our hop is like really often themed around a particular topic, and today's hop, rather than a topic, we decided to pick a Pinterest layout that we really liked. I've just made it look a little bit more like 12 by 12 because there was no border on this one, and we are going to scrap lift it. So each of us is doing a Pinterest layout that is of interest to us, so I suspect they'll all be different. I don't know if we'll have all picked the same one. I highly doubt that. This is a scrap lift of a layout. I believe it's by Corey Jones. I found it on Pinterest and I didn't know it was by her, but when I initially saw it, but I almost always love her layouts because they're like really free. I really love that, and something that I want to get more into my own layouts. So I was really drawn to this paper. I don't really have a paper like this, but I thought that because it's stars and arrows, that I could probably find some little arrows, and that's not the one I found. Where is it? I got a couple of these out that I didn't need. Another arrow here, it's a bit different arrow. There's lots of stars on here. And I thought that I could stamp my own background using some of the colours that are in the piece of paper that I'm going to have down the side here. So I'm going to stamp my own background on some white cardstock. This is going to be a layer. I'm going to use a white background paper, and I'm also going to use this ombre paper in the background here. You can see the ombre paper that she's used has a lot more colours in it. So I might see if I've got another one or a rainbow stripe that might be a bit more colourful, but I think I'm going to use something like that down the side. And I'm going to do a layout similar to this, not going to be exactly the same, but I really love these little journaling spots down the side. I love the use of wood veneer, and I'm not normally a wood veneer user. I normally I find it too warm tone, so I have been kind of painting it with acrylic paint and changing the colour, and I don't know if I might do that today. Depends how I feel. I won't know if I like it until it's on my layout. I love it on hers, but for some reason the same rules don't apply to my own layout. I don't really understand why. This is the photo that I have with the layout. I hope you enjoy this layout tutorial, and yeah, check out the other girls' videos as I mentioned in the description bar down below.
Alright, so I'm starting off here by stamping, and I'm using some Memento Dewdrop inks, and I've just picked out some of my favourite colours. So I've got a yellow, a couple of shades of green, an orange, a blue, a pale pink, and a sort of violety colour, purpley pinky shade. So I'm just using an arrow stamp set, or an arrow stamp that came from a Heidi Swap stamp set. And then here I'm using this open star, kind of outline star, to start filling in some of the gaps. So typically when I'll do this, I'll start with the larger stamps and then move on to the smaller ones, like here I've moved on to the smaller stars. And I'm just adding a few different colours and making sure that the pattern is fairly even-ish. Still looks a bit random, not too controlled, I suppose. And I really like the way that the stamping has turned out on here. I managed to get it fairly clean and neat, which is good. Doesn't really matter if you don't, because you're going to layer stuff on top of this anyway. But and I think it looks kind of vaguely similar to that background paper. It's definitely a nod toward it, which is what I wanted. And now that I have cut it out, I would guess this is probably about 10.5 inches by maybe 7 inches, something like that. I'm now just going around with a distress tool. You could just use an open pair of scissors, and I'm distressing the edges. I've really enjoyed distressing edges recently. I never really used to like it. I don't know, but I've noticed a lot more people doing it in videos as well. I wonder if it's a new thing. Well, not a new thing, but it's a thing that's come back round. I'm also adding a punched border at the top here, so it looks like a notebook paper. This was not in the original layout, but it was just something that I really wanted to add. So this punch is from EK Success, and yeah, I love it. It's a really great one, actually. It's one of the few border punches I kept when I moved house. A lot of them I got rid of because I just never really used them. And with a Cricut, I think you can get a bit more variation in your border cuts anyway. So, yeah. Here I've cut down this ombre paper, and this is fading through kind of purples, pinks into a coral tone. And I'm just trimming it so it's slightly smaller than that strip of stamped paper, and layering one either side. And I've just flipped the ombre round so that there's a bit of variation from one side of this layout to the other. And then I'm going to use some double-sided tape to stick this down. I think I'm actually going to use this. I hate this thing. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. I don't know. I don't remember what the thingy's called. The tape runner thingy. It's just so annoying. We were getting on fine right now, and I think, oh yeah, maybe it's not so bad. This always happens. And then in a couple of minutes, I don't think it's actually in the video, I think I'd cut it out, but I had a major problem with the tape runner, and then it just started not sticking to anything. It just does my head in. It's rubbish. I know some people love them, but I actually hate it. So it was probably the biggest waste of money ever. I do try and use it because it cost me money and I still have tape in it, but as soon as that tape's gone, I'm never going to use it again. So here I'm just distressing the edges. I just did it with my nail, bit of a Wolverine maneuver, but you know, couldn't be bothered to, I couldn't really get the distress tool out considering I had already stuck the pieces of paper down. Here I'm just adding some splatters, and I've just picked some colours that were very similar to the colours in the inks that I used. So I've got that gorgeous kind of bright orange or tangelo colour, I think it was called. Then the really nice violet pink colour, and then a yellow, quite a warm sunflowery yellow, and also a bright green. I kind of wish I hadn't put the bright green on. It doesn't really matter in the end because things do cover it up, but just where the other layers were a bit damp and they were warmer colours, when that green mixed with the orange a little bit, it went a bit muddy, which was upsetting to me. But you actually can't tell because of where the journaling goes, so it didn't matter in the end. So I'm just trimming the photo down. I'm going to make it a little bit squarer so that it can follow that same pattern as the inspiration photo, so that it can kind of go inside of this patterned strip. Then I'm adding some foam behind it. I just used some fun foam and some double-sided tape because here the tape runner had gone crazy. And I've also added it at the top there, just you can see me fiddling with it there, a little paper clip that is arrow shaped. And that's because there was an arrow shaped paper clip in that area on the original layout. Then I think I'm going to add this sticker to the top. This is a sticker set that I found that's called Card Toppers in Hobbycraft, and it has some phrases that are quite clearly birthday themed, like happy birthday, but it has lots of other phrases that I thought I could so easily use these on scrapbook layouts, even though they're intended for cards. If I do a birthday theme layout, it will obviously go, but I mean, there were things like hip hip hooray and celebrate, and I mean, they don't have to be strictly birthday themed, so that made them a little bit easier to use. I spent actually about 10 minutes or so fiddling around with different wood veneer. I didn't include all of that, but here I'm just adding the wood veneer, which I have just layered up some wood veneer hearts, and I actually think this looks really cute. I didn't really have, I had wood veneer arrows, but they were nothing like the ones that were in the picture, and they were much, much smaller. I also tried layering acrylic arrows, and they looked really nice. But I kind of wanted, the point of this layout to a certain extent for me was to actually use some wood veneer. So I thought, no, you can always find a use for acrylic pieces. So you don't really need to do a layout like this to be able to do that. So this for me was about trying to use some of those things that I don't always use in layouts. So, getting some good stamping in, getting some splatters. I always do splatters, to be fair, but getting a bit of that wood veneer in, and some of the kind of date and number stickers that I don't tend to use. I found some wood veneer cameras, and on that side in the original photo or layout, they had one of these kind of outline stars like you can see stamped in my background, that was wood veneer, but I didn't have anything like that, so I thought I'll just put a little wood veneer camera. It's like a nod toward the layout, but it's a little bit different. I've also added a heart paper clip at the top there, of which the original layout I think had like a star paper clip or something at the top, but because I used the heart wood veneer, I thought the heart paper clip would be fine. And then from Amy Tangerine's Picnic in the Park collection, I had these stickers that said days of the week, and because, you know, in lockdown, which thankfully we are out of now, really, at least for now, well, hopefully forever, all the days start to merge into one. I thought it would be fun to just add the days of the week down the side. And I think in the original layout there were definitely tiny word stickers that were running the whole way down this side, but I don't think that they were days of the week. And then I added a Maggie Holmes sticker that says be happy or something like that. And then I'm just trying out these labels. I found these in my Maggie Holmes sticker book, and I thought these could be perfect. This could make life so much easier. I think the original layout she'd used post-it notes, which I did have, so I could have used them. But as soon as I saw these, I thought this could be perfect because this could be really quick and there's enough variation across these. So I just wrote all of my journaling down, and then I ran through and started sticking these stickers down. I did fiddle around with them. Again, I didn't include all of that in here because it's really boring to watch someone just pick up a sticker and move it about a centimetre. So I got all my stickers kind of lined up down the side there, and then I'm just going through my smaller alphabet sets and I'm just picking out any number stickers that I can find. And I don't tend to use number stickers. I don't tend to put the date on with stickers. I always use a date stamp. So this is quite a good opportunity for me to use some of those up, and I loved the way that they were mismatched. In the original layout, all of her numbers were in circles, but I didn't really have any numbers like that. So I just use it as an opportunity to work my way through some of my number stickers, using different sizes, different fonts, some with backgrounds, some without backgrounds. And I just think it adds a nice bit of fun variation down the side there. This one's really nice, actually. This is a sparkly letter set that I got from Hobbycraft as well. I haven't used any of the other letters yet, which is annoying. Here I'm going to add the journaling. These were 2 letter sticker packs from Hobbycraft again, and it's going to say see the good, and then I thought I need something higher up. I don't know, it still didn't feel finished, and I had intended to kind of finish it with this title. So I thought always try to see the good would be a really fun title to use. So what am I doing now? I'm trying to spell out good. So I've got this gorgeous holographic kind of silver, which just pulls on so many of those gorgeous colours in the background paper that I just kind of fell in love with it. And then I've also got this glittery silver just to mix it up a little bit. And then I'm just I spent a bit of time there just looking at it thinking it's still not done. But once I add the rest of this title, I really think it is pretty much finished. What I did do off camera was something that I immediately regretted, which is I added a doodly border around the outside because I felt like it was still too white. There was still too much white space. So I ended up trimming the doodly border off and then adding a coloured paper in a wonky kind of fashion behind it. And I really love how it turned out. You'll see that in the close-ups coming up. And I also added some glittery stars to it as well. Here's the kind of comparison. So on the left-hand side, you can see the original layout. And then to the right, you can see my version, which is just kind of swooping in. And you can see the wonky paper that I used in the background there. And I really love how this came out. It's so fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below, and check out the other videos in the hop so you can check them out in the description bar down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.